Well, good morning to you. We're back. And first off, I'd like to thank a patron of mine, I guess, for lack of better words, that gave me I guess it's a grant for my snappy new camera. This is a Canon R500. Since my Sony puked, or just wore out, I think. Kind of in the lurch. I was trying to use the little Canon Power Shot as a video camera. Let me tell you, that doesn't work with that doodly. It's pretty annoying. You don't really realize how spoiled you get. And I got done talking to a friend of mine, I don't know, probably about 12 hours, well, no, 8 hours ago. And we were talking about video cameras, and he was trying to tell me that the video cameras on cell phones are, really great. I'm like, well, you know what, they're not that great. They don't hold a lot of space. They have limited battery life, and this deal where phones are cameras and cameras are phones and video recorders or camcorders are cameras, and pick something and stick with it. And everybody wants something cheap. What's kind of funny is by the time you get all that stuff, you get a camcorder and a phone and a camera. If you had taken all that money, I'm sure somebody could have manufactured something that would be pretty acceptable, but that's okay. Went to a little storage auction the other day. I got some kind of cool, hip little trinkets. This is a little RCVS 1010 powder scale. This would be used for reloading, if you're going to reload your own ammunition. And it's kind of cool and hip, and it's in really great shape. I think you could weigh a hair with this thing. It's got the kind of a beam type scale, and the powder measure tray is over at this other part. And this is just a kind of a test video, messing around. I made some other videos, and Movie Maker. I use Microsoft Movie Maker to kind of edit some of this stuff and to encode it. And I had high hopes of kind of consolidating all this stuff, and frickin' Movie Maker, it doesn't like the kind of the throughput rate of this camera. I've done some tinkering, and I believe this rate works. I need to sit down and do some serious reading and find out what the deal is here. They got all these different formats, and every format's got different bit rates, and it's just a big mess. The minute you let some people make some that's the great thing about standards. There's so many to choose from, and none of them work worth a darn. It's a little annoying. Anyway, this camera actually has some cool features. It does nice zooming and panning, and although that's a little kind of an artifact I've seen. I don't know. It does some interesting stuff. It has a jack for an external microphone. I'm trying not to turn this into a review of this camera. I kind of plan on reviewing this camera a little bit, but I don't know. I think the real proof is in the pudding. It's got a damn small battery. I'm not kidding you. That battery is the size of my thumb. And I believe it'll run an hour. Well, I've been using it a little bit this morning, and it claims it's got 100 minutes of battery life. Camera does a few other things too. It's kind of one of the conventional flip door cameras. It's kind of hard to review a camera with a camera because you can't videotape itself. We might have to do something about that. It's kind of one of the clamshell type ones that opens and closes. What's interesting is you can flip the viewfinder over and actually close it with the viewfinder out. Another interesting little trinket is that there's a power button on the side of the camera under the viewfinder door to turn the camera on and off. My Sony, you kind of had to open and close that door, and I think that might have led to its demise. I'm pretty sure that the little cable behind the viewfinder door is cracked or breaking or coming apart. I found some basic kind of exploded view of the thing. Interestingly enough, it's Sears' website. Excuse me. Which was really weird. So I might try and fix that camera. It looks pretty fiddly. I gotta be in the right mood to tinker on very fine stuff, and I have most of my success in the middle of the night doing that. It's quiet. The phone and the doorbell aren't all ringing, and there aren't any distractions. And then I can kind of, if I want to stop, I can kind of cover stuff up and knock that around too. I need to knock that around. I don't know. There's a couple other things that are interesting about this camera. It's pretty small. It's pretty light. It has an external microphone jack, which I always wanted on the Sony, but it never had. And I didn't buy another Sony, to be really honest, because they look pretty horrific. They're kind of pricey, and they don't have many features. And the ones I saw all have a kind of a USB tail attached to them permanently. It folds up and let me show you this. This is the old Sony. Let me zoom out a little bit here. And this battery is gigungous compared to that other battery, which is kind of hard to believe. This is a pretty small battery. That new one I think is a little shorter, maybe a little pudgier this way, but it's definitely it's smaller, which is scary. That's a tiny battery. That was just a factory battery. That was something I thought was interesting. I looked around for batteries, and you can get one for the new camera. They're $100. Well, that's a third of the cost of the camera. So you might as well just go buy a new camera or an extra camera. One of the other things I didn't like about the new Sony was there's a tail, like a USB tail that comes out right here and kind of clips under a pocket in this handle. That just doesn't seem like a good idea. I really like this camera. Just, I don't know, I guess, like I said right in here, I think I kind of peeked it. You can actually kind of peek in there. I think this thing is breaking. And it just does what it wants now. Yeah, it's not gonna, if you kind of, it's bluish. And yeah, it's just broke. And I don't know. I'll see if I can make something out of it maybe when I'm feeling brave. There was 1,000 little screws on there to get out my jeweler's loop and get in that mode. I don't know. We'll see what happens. The other thing I did was I got a few years of, I don't know, insurance, I guess for lack of a better word, if I drop this or it goes underwater or something. Supposedly the place I bought it from will take care of it. I actually kind of had a hard time finding a camera. This is apparently a very inconvenient time of the year to buy a camera. Apparently new models are coming out. I believe this is a pretty new model. And all the old models are being herded out the door. So I'm right in the middle of the new models aren't here yet. and the old models are all gone because they put them on sale. There's a great time of year to try and buy a new product. The other thing I didn't like about the Sony was it didn't come with a charger. The model I looked at, it didn't have an external charger. You're supposed to charge it off your computer. Well, yippee skippy for that. And oh, you can get a charger. It's another $100. It's ridiculous. You know, there's, I don't know. The manufacturers could do a little bit better on this kind of stuff if they pulled their head out of their can a little bit. So I'm trying to get all the pieces to work together. The other one, I guess, criticism right off the bat I have about this camera is it's slow to charge. Now granted, the battery was probably totally flat when I got it. It took about 3 hours to charge fully before the light went out. I was a little annoyed about that. That Sony, that thing, if you leave it on the charger for 5 minutes, it's pretty much charged. It really charges up quickly, which I kind of will miss. And both of them have a kind of a proprietary connector. Although the this Canon has a probably more of a conventional power supply. It looks like about 5.3 volts. That Sony's was like 8.4 or some goofy value. That might explain the slow charging on the on this Canon. I don't know. There's a few interesting features. One interesting feature I like about this is it has a VU meter that appears in the display. The other thing I like is it has a touch screen, which I wasn't wild about, but it kind of has a plate over the face. On this one, when you touch it, I don't know if I can get it to come on here. Yeah, there it goes. If I touch it, you can kind of see that sort of rippling effect, like I'm touching water. There it is. That doesn't happen on that Canon. Now, I was always pretty careful with the touchscreen part of that little Sony. I don't know, right off the bat, it's pretty similar. The Canon is maybe a touch bit longer, but a little smaller in the barrel, I guess. I don't know, you know, no matter what you do, it's wrong. I remember a while back I had a Sony Pocket, just a little still camera, and it shot craps. And I bought a new camera, and it took me a long time to get used to it. But now I'm used to it. It's okay. I think that's maybe the majority of the stuff is it takes you a while to get used to the stuff. I don't know. The Canon has some interesting modes. It does have some kind of fun. Oh, let me see if I can show that to you. Where's that junk at? Does this run while it's doing that, or? Nope. Might have to turn that off. Yeah, when it's, you got to set it up ahead of time. There's some weird little cutesy animation stuff, and there's actually a little. I gotta shut this. Hang on. Okay, let me see if I can do this. There we go. So, ouch. It's kind of fun. I don't know. There we go. Let me see if I can turn this. So does that get turned on? There it is. And yeah, I guess that's it. Okay, let's see what happens here. And I don't know how you erase that now. Is that the eraser? Oh, there we go. Clear. Yeah. Okay. So you can, make a little face there. Whatever. It's just me jacking around. I thought it was kind of clever. else is in here? There was something else that was kind of... There's a bunch of little animation things. And what did that do? That was... I think that... Yeah, let's try that one. I don't know what that does. It just makes a mess. I don't know. Let's try this one. Okay, it's whatever. And that was kind of fun. So does that not work? Or? Oh, okay, that only comes on when the... whenever when the camera does its thing. I'm not sure how long. Well, we've been chatting a while here. There's a few other weird things about this camera I don't really care for, but nothing major. I don't know. So like I said, this is a test video. This is me just jacking around. And I suppose I'll let you go. Take her easy. Have a good day.